How's it going, everybody? It's Connor here. So I thought I'd jump on here. It's May the 4th, so it's Star Wars Day, if you didn't already know. So that's why I'm dressing this get up anyway. I've also got my Jedi robe here. It's not like a costume, it's just like a dressing gown. Dressing gown, not a house coat. But I won't put that on for now. I thought I'd jump on and tell a few stories, okay? Because I've been doing interesting facts things in the past. But I haven't really done one in a week or so. So I thought I'd tell some ghost stories there for any of you that are interested, some Belfast related ones. Now, I've always been quite interested in that sort of thing, like supernatural. I'm not necessarily a believer, but I always like shows like X-Files, and I've been watching Supernatural recently, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, usual stuff like that. I think a lot of people like those. And BuzzFeed Unsolved, Supernatural is one of my favourite shows on YouTube at the minute. If you haven't checked that out, check that out on YouTube. But so the first one is one from John Street. Now, Royal Avenue didn't always exist. Okay, so during its construction, there were a few old houses. John Street was connecting Donegal Street and North Street. There was an old house there, and there was said to be an old lady that used to haunt this house. It used to be quite an aggressive ghost, like a cranky old lady, throwing pottery and different things around the house and wrecking up the yard and things. So they demolished that house and the yard, and they demolished that street in general to make way for Royal Avenue. So in 1882, workmen were laying new sewers and pipes, and they discovered the bones of an old lady there, apparently. I don't know, they could tell that she was an old lady. Like, maybe she wore an old lady clothes, not sure if there are such things as old lady clothes. But yeah, I ramble, I digress. The bones were then taken to Union Graveyard and buried there, and then she was never seen again. But I used to work in Castlecourt, so off there I knew it was quite spooky down like the corridors and things. But we'll get on to the next story. Okay, so the precursor to the current Grand Central Hotel was called the Grand Central Hotel, but it was on Royal Avenue. It was a really, really fancy hotel, proper sort of 5-star thing. Not the matter of 5 stars sort of now, but like it was like the old, real ornate, old-fashioned sort of 5-star style. And it hosted like people like Winston Churchill, the King of Belgium, etc., etc. So there used to be a ghost called Scotty Shoe. He was one of the old gas fitters, the original gas fitters, who worked in the hotel, I believe, or maybe in the surroundings. So he used to haunt. He was a friendly ghost, like Casper, and he could only be seen. It's really weird. It's kind of freaky, actually. You could only see the top half of his body, and his legs went into the floorboards, so you could see this like half a body walking around. It's kind of comical. Thought when you think about it. But 1914, World War One had started. The hotel was actually requisitioned by the British Army, and they had their garrison there. And basically, one of the commanders, the commander of the garrison, William Jenkins, the guards and the soldiers heard him screaming. So they went up, and he was like at the bottom of the stairs, just like shaking and just freaked out. He apparently fell down the stairs, but he had saw Scotty Shoe, don't know why he was called that, Scotty Shoe, walking towards him, no legs, just the body, freaked out, fell down the stairs. They didn't see him though. It was then obviously demolished after that when Castlecourt was being built. But as I said, I used to work in Castlecourt and Head Samuel, and see walking down those corridors and things, like there was always weird sort of creepy vibes. I don't know if I just saw too many horror movies, but kind of freaked me out there. The third story is kind of a horrible one. There used to be a match factory in Millfield Place called the Lucifer Match Factory. What a horrific name for a match factory. Anyway, in 1882, a spark landed amongst the drying racks and engulfed like a whole room in flames. Unfortunately, the fire trapped and killed 4 children in this, including the owner of the factory's daughter, the factory manager's daughter, who was employed to box the matches, like child labour. But what they did was then they rebuilt the factory, dropped the Lucifer name, fair enough, like from the factory name. But for the next few years, nearby residents were often awoken by nearby screams from the factory itself. They were reported for a few years after, but then the factory was demolished and then the screams stopped. So I don't know what they were coming from. But yeah, apparently it was the ghost of the people who died in that tragic fire. That's a couple of little ghost stories. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any that you have from yourself, like if you've seen a ghost or anything else you want to tell, or any cool ghost stories from around the city, I am working on one that was sent to me a while ago from a haunting in Beachmont, like a proper paranormal investigation sort of one. I will put that at some point, but I want to give that a little bit of time. But if you have anything, fire them across. We're happy to share these stories with people. Might be quite interesting. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed this small segment. It was a wee short video. And we have a lot of cool stuff that's going to be coming up this next week or so. So keep an eye on our page. If you haven't already, follow our page on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, please subscribe, because it really helps us out quite a lot. Anyway, stay safe, stay inside, even though it's beautiful weather outside. Stay safe inside and look after yourself, your loved ones, and everybody else in our emergency services out there doing a great job. And take care. See you later.